Hey, what's happening, my friends? Welcome back. On this segment, we're going to do a fun breakdown on an awesome fight, if it's ever booked, Tony Ferguson versus Conor McGregor. Tony had some personal issues going on recently, but he just met with UFC officials in Vegas, and he posted on social media. Exactly, exciting. If Tony's truly back, this is great news, so let's get right into this possible matchup. Conor McGregor's 5'9" with a 74-inch reach. He is the former UFC featherweight and lightweight champion, the first ever to be a dual active champ. Right now, McGregor's ranked number 3 in the UFC lightweight rankings. He has a total mixed martial arts record of 21 wins with 4 losses. Conor McGregor's primarily a striker. He focuses on beating his opponents on the feet and knocking them out. He does, however, have a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under John Kavanagh, his head coach. And I think, truthfully, Conor McGregor's ground game is kind of underrated. He gets a really bad rap for the submission losses he does have, but he's no slouch on the ground. Famed Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu legend Eddie Bravo actually praises Conor McGregor's ground game. He's worked with him in the past, and if Eddie says it, I believe it. You actually saw some of that groundwork on display against Nate Diaz. In their first encounter, McGregor swept him and had him stacked up for a bit. A good portion of the Max Holloway fight was also on the ground, where McGregor did again display skill. Tony Ferguson stands at 5'11". He has a 76.5-inch reach. He has a mixed martial arts record of 24 wins with 3 losses. Ferguson's the former UFC interim lightweight champ. He has the record for the most consecutive wins in lightweight with 11. If I'm not mistaken, Ferguson is currently ranked number 2 in the UFC official lightweight rankings. He is an absolute beast. He has amazing cardio. The guy never stops. He's super well-rounded. He has unorthodox, crazy striking, very unpredictable but effective. He has a great chin and recovery. His ground game's really slick and crafty. He has a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu under Eddie Bravo, 10th Planet. Ferguson is as tough as they come. He shows up to fight, shows up to win, super aggressive. He's just a great fighter. So how would a matchup between Tony Ferguson and Conor McGregor play out? Both of these guys have strengths and weaknesses that play into each other. For example, Ferguson has very diverse, crazy striking that is effective, but a big criticism with him is that he gets tagged a lot, or that he leaves himself open for a counter. I have to kind of agree with that, seeing Ferguson's fights, and that doesn't bode well for him against Conor McGregor, because Conor's one of the most precise strikers in the game right now. His timing is amazing, he has great reflexes, and like I said, he's just precise. On the flip side, Tony's ground game, in my opinion, is far superior than McGregor's ground game. So if the fight hits the floor, Conor could be in a lot of trouble. Not to mention Ferguson does have a wrestling background. I wouldn't say that McGregor is easy to take down, but wrestling isn't his background. Durability and chin, I probably would give it to Ferguson. And that's not taking anything away from McGregor, because he certainly could take a shot. I just think that Ferguson is more durable and has better recovery. McGregor's a lean and muscular lightweight fighter, but Ferguson has the bigger frame. He is the bigger man. I would say that Ferguson's probably stronger, especially in the grappling department. Precision and timing has to go to Conor. As far as who's a bad matchup for who, I'm going to say that Ferguson is more so a bad matchup for McGregor than the other way around. And you know why I say that? Cardio. The second reason, the grappling. Ferguson doesn't get tired. The guy just goes and goes. He almost seems to get stronger as the fight goes on, and he's known to break guys. Conor's cardio is not the worst I've ever seen. He's a very well-conditioned athlete, but it's not a strong point. We have seen him fade multiple times in fights, slow down a lot, and that's when he starts losing the fight, because when he's fresh, he's accurate, he's moving well, the footwork is good, he's an absolute killer in the first round. But I think if you get Conor to grapple and get him to the 3rd round, your chances of winning greatly increase. And you gotta think, that has to be Ferguson's game plan if they ever meet. Drag Conor into deep waters, survive the early onslaught and strikes, and break him in the later rounds. If Tony's ego doesn't get involved, he'll try to get McGregor into clinching and grappling exchanges and burn him out. If he chooses to solely stand with Conor, I actually think Conor will beat him on the feet if he's fresh. When you leave yourself open a little bit and you strike wild and crazy like Ferguson, that's not a good mix against a technical, precise striker, who, by the way, has knockout power. But overall, in this fight, who I picked to win, and it's a close fight, it's really competitive, it's kind of hard to pick a winner in this one, but I do give it to Ferguson. I think stylistically Ferguson is a really bad matchup for McGregor, and if he fights smart, uses all his tools, he should take this fight. But early on in the first 2 rounds, Conor is super dangerous. He 100% has the ability to stop Ferguson in the early rounds. Most likely though, I see Ferguson surviving the first 2 rounds of, let's say, a 5-round fight and beating McGregor down the stretch. Could be a submission, could be a technical knockout by Conor being so exhausted and taking too much damage. It could be a dominant decision, but cardio and stamina are going to be huge weapons for Tony in this fight. And of course, Tony's crafty ground game. He's dangerous off his back, he has sick dart strokes. Yeah, not the best fight for Conor. But anyway guys, that's my breakdown for this fight. This fight very well may happen. Tony seems to be back, which is great because he's such an incredible fighter. He's 35 now and it really sucks to see him sitting on the sidelines, wasting his good years, not competing. It's a damn shame, and it's a shame how he lost his interim belt. But guys, leave your pick for this fight in the comment section. We'll love to read those opinions. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the support, and I'll catch you guys in the next segment.